It says, Jesus said unto them, he said, well, first they said, shall we enter the Father's kingdom as babies? And because when Jesus said, he says to his disciples, these nursing babies are like those who want to enter the Father's kingdom. The reason he said that is because he said that unless you throw your preconceptions away and see things from the eyes of a child, you will not enter it. And so that's why everybody who's already got set beliefs and stuff like that, they're going to have a hard time reaching what they need to reach because they're not able to throw these programmed preconceptions in their heads.
To believe is no different than no. To disbelieve is no different from believing. It is just holding the opposite opinion, which is what I believe. I believe this is. I have an opinion, not fact. It is holding the opposite opinion from that of a person who holds this opinion, and thus also is not based in fact. That allows us to say you have a theist, a Christian, and then you have an atheist. You know, what difference is there? Even the Christian can recognize that the atheism is religion. Is a religion. It is kind of a religion in a way. Because he recognizes these things about himself and the other. Has enough honesty to recognize this. The philosopher recognizes how foolish both of these groups are because he sees no point in it. There's no point in arguing about the existence or non-existence of God. It gets you nowhere. It pushes you further, or rather confrontational. There's no point getting confrontational on the subject of the existence, non-existence of God, because it gets you nowhere. It pushes you away from the truth, pushes you away from fact, which is how we find truth. Through fact, we destroy the curtains of illusion, only to see the inner workings of what is actually going on. It is the only way to understand things. And I don't really care to get involved in the whole God no God debate, because I think you're all a bunch of jackasses. Bunch of fucking jackasses arguing, talking on subjects you know nothing about, let alone getting confrontational about them. Is one thing to talk about them, is another thing to kill in the name of your own bullshit. And that's the unfortunate thing. It's like, wow, you know, all the crickets. They're all running away from me. Ah! What the hell is that? Yeah, you're like a bunch of fucking crickets. You don't have any comprehension for. You don't know how to process that. See a human being and you're like, what the fuck is that? It's like, no, I am not going to talk about. No, I'm not going to argue, get confrontational with people that want to spout their own BS. It's far wiser just to devote oneself to a much greater pursuit. Yeah. Theists and atheists, both fools. And that, at least that area of belief and disbelief. Believes, not disbelief. Disbelieves. To disbelieve and to believe. No. Because what are beliefs? Beliefs are core to human existence. Without without beliefs, you're nothing really. Without beliefs, you don't have a proper understanding of the world. The beliefs orient you in the way, in the direction you need to go. So look at all that water. To believe or not to believe. Yeah, I should title this video "To Believe or Not to Believe." That is the question that we all must ask. Is it worth disbelieving something? Or is it just worth doing neither? And just holding to neither to believe or to disbelieve. Maybe go with what can be proven by wisdom rather than by someone's own bullshit. Yeah. A lot of people feel the need to run their mouths off. And I'm like, Not to say that I haven't listened to some atheists that I like. Genetically Modified Skeptic. I liked his video about orthodoxy. And I find that, and that would also mean that there's a sort of orthodoxy among the atheists. But the atheists aren't, the actual atheists that care about teaching and educating people care enough about breaking that. They don't care as much about the orthodoxy narrative and the atheism movement and the atheism community. I mean, I don't really care about it. Because to me, we could argue about the existence of God. We could argue about, how we could get into the existence of the soul. Is there such thing as a soul? No, because you can't see a thing doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Or because you can see a thing means that it does exist. It is one of those things that we ourselves should look into on our own. That's why I think Thomas Jefferson said to question even the existence of God, of there being a God, because he knew that it was important to question things. That it's important that we should understand the nature of reality. And if you wanted to find out if there was a God or not, question it. It's the thing that if I ever went back in time, I'd tell Jefferson, thank you. Thank you for saying that. If he did say that. Because I think that is a very wise thing to say. And I think it is important and I would say likewise with the soul itself. You know, I think people need to question themselves on the matter of things. We don't, and we're doomed as a species. I like to come out here. I like to come out here. And this is usually where I like to come out here. Favorite spot in all of like Missoula is this area. Not as many people around here. Secluded, a nice park, a lot of traffic, not a whole lot of people walking out here. That's about all. Yeah, before I go and quit the video, I want to show the clouds. It's been raining. It's been raining all day. And I'm working on another video talking about free speech, freedom of expression. Oh man, I haven't been in fall weather in years. Not since I lived in California. Not since I lived in the state of California, which has a really bad homeless problem. That actors seem to think it's more important to talk about voting. And not enough about things like the homeless issue. Like, seriously, actors, stop wasting people's time. Stop this vain talk. Instead of talking about voting, actually talk about doing something about the homeless problem. Big Herc 196 talked about this. Seriously, get on the ball.